Hello and welcome back to Adventures with Clive. In the previous episode, we made it down into the Underdark, and we are now in the Myconid Colony. And so this is where the mushroom people are. And we did leave off, we talked to Blurg just to see what he had to trade. But we actually need to talk to him again. So I'm going to use... Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to use main character here.
Welcome back. Have you made any new discoveries?
I've never heard of the Society of Brilliance.
Understandable. We are small in number and rarely stay in one place for long. My colleagues and I are working to improve conditions in the Underdark. This need not be such a dire, hostile place. It's curious to find a surface dweller here. What has brought you down so deep?
If we go the route of telling him about the Mind Flayer tadpole, this will open up a lot more options and we get to meet extra characters, so we want to do that. So we'll hit number 2, a Mind Flayer infected me with a tadpole.
Truly remarkable. But why come to the Underdark, where they hold so much power?
Explain the whole story.
You were infected by an illithid tadpole? It's a miracle you're still intact. You must be worried sick, but have no fear. I have a friend who may be able to assist. Omeluum!
I hope this is important, Blurg. My Zerkwood samples need constant attention.
It is. This adventurer has an illithid tadpole inside his head, but he hasn't turned.
No seromorphosis? That's impossible, but intriguing. Are you looking to have it extracted?
Yes, absolutely.
Open your mind to me. Let us see what lurks within.
Relax and let Omeluum's mind search your own.
As Omeluum's mind pierces yours, the tadpole pulses with power. It feels 10 times its size. Alive, awake, almost smug.
This is most unusual. The incubation period should be complete, as should your transformation. But the larva is infused with strange magic. It appears to be in some form of stasis.
Can you extract the tadpole?
No. It appears to be shielded from physical and magical influence. And even without the shield, the extraction would involve severe cranial trauma.
It doesn't sound ideal.
It is not ideal. The process would surely kill you. But not to worry. Should you transform, I will happily perform a new examination.
Tell Omeluum about the strange Mind Flayer ship you were on.
A nautiloid? Fascinating. I have never set foot on one myself. They were our warships during the greatest eras of the Illithid Empire. We ruled the entire astral plane from their decks. The design was lost when the Gith rebelled and ended our dominion.
Thanks for the information.
Of course. I am sorry I cannot assist you in its removal. But I have an idea.
Oh, perhaps I should start taking notes.
There may be a way to bypass that stasis. There are many alchemical substances that can influence the mind.
Bypass? What kind of alchemy are we talking about?
A tincture distilled from a collection of rare mushrooms. They have subtle psionic influence. I would require a fresh tongue of madness and Timusk spores. But be warned, in their natural state, Both of these mushrooms can be quite dangerous. Timusks cause confusion in those that approach them. The tongue is self-explanatory.
Eating those doesn't sound like a great idea.
My formula will hamper the more harmful effects once the mushrooms are brewed into a potion. Your sanity, however much you possess, should remain intact.
Lovely, where do I find these mushrooms?
The Underdark, of course, although they are quite rare, and their discovery perilous. I imagine Lenore would have them in her possession. She served Mistra as a cleric.
Why does a cleric have a bunch of dangerous mushrooms?
She is quite fond of her garden. Lenore has always been a lonely sort. Nature was her only companion. I offered her the chance to join the society, but she refused. Her experiments on Sussar bark took priority.
Alright, I'll come back when I find the mushrooms.
May your travels be safe and swift.
This will lead us to gather these ingredients, and when we bring the ingredients back, this is kind of a common theme you'll see, is that everybody will try to help cure you, but most of the time the cure does not work. But there are trade-offs. You can either get a debuff or a buff depending on the checks that you pass. So it is possible to come out stronger or have like a new illithid power develop from trying out these types of solutions. So when we bring back the ingredients, he'll make the potion, we'll drink the potion, then we could potentially get a new power from that. That's kind of the risk versus reward for a lot of that stuff. Alright, so up here is the Sovereign. So let's go up here. Alright, so here is the Sovereign Spaw, and we'll just talk with him.
The Sovereign's thick fingers stroke the corpse at its feet. A droning melody greets you as the creature turns its gaze to you.
Flesh talker, I show you a memory. Watch and listen.
A violent vision grips you. Dwergar, dark dwarves chopping Myconid remains.
They broke our peace. They killed our young.
The Sovereign's song slows to the pace of a dirge. It is still in mourning.
We laid waste to many, but intruders remain. Lakewood.
The Sovereign's song halts as it measures your worth.
I sense your resolve. You will find Dwergar invaders near Lake's Edge. Cleanse the rot. Destroy them.
Dwergar invaders? We can manage that. Better than picking this fight, surely.
Why did the Dwergar attack you?
Deep purples swirl into familiar shapes. Gnomes in mining gear, chased by Dwergar.
The Dwergar seek a gnome. It is a guest.
You harbor a fugitive gnome? Admirable of you.
The Sovereign says nothing, but you hear appreciation in its song.
Sure, I can handle the Dwergar nearby.
An illusion comes over you. A Dwergar choking on a cloud of gleaming dust.
Accept this gift. It will help you exterminate.
The Sovereign gifts you one more vision. A wall of vines parting to reveal glowing light.
Riches of magic and mind. Cleanse the rot, and they are yours. You do the Circle a service. We will await word.
What did you do to that corpse?
We breathe life into our enemy's flesh. The dead make a fine host for my growing children.
If I die down here, destroy my corpse.
And that's it. So we got a spore grenade, which is kind of nice. And this is Thullah. She's the gnome.
Don't.
Her condition is familiar. Poison, derived from a wild weed common to the Underdark. She'll need an antidote soon, most likely held by the poisoner.
Who did this to you?
Dwegar slashed me.
If the Dwegar poisoned you, perhaps they have the cure.
Graze. Don't share. Talking hurts. Leave me. Please.
Okay. We can do a medicine check. And let's just get some bonuses. Might as well just burn Bardic Inspiration, because we'll probably take a rest.
Like dwarves, Dwegar have innate resistance to poison, and thus no need for intricate brews. Though deadly if left untreated, the poison can be cured by the antidote or natural remedies.
Sit tight, there must be more than one way to cure you.
Not going anywhere.
We actually do have a way to cure her. We have the necklace. This necklace right here, Amulet of Sylvanas, it gives Lesser Restoration. So we can actually use Lesser Restoration on her.
Pain's fading. Either I'm finally dead or you healed me. Why?
How could I pass you were in pain?
No arguments there. Felt like a hook horror was sorting through my guts. But that cure did the trick. Quick, sharp too. I thank you for your help, but I gotta get moving. Oh, it hurts. Gale's garters. Oh, I don't have time for this. My kin need me.
You're in no condition to help anyone.
Maybe not, but you are. I need you to rescue my kin. We can pay. We're Ironhand Clan, best artificers in Baldur's Gate. We were on an expedition down here when the Dwegar snatched us up. I got away, but not the others. The Greys have them digging out some old ruin across the lake.
What was the expedition your clan was on?
Just mining for materials. Nothing unusual.
The briefest hesitation, but enough. She's lying.
But our work pays well. Help my clan, and we'll make it worth your while. I swear.
You're lying.
Fine. It's complicated, but my clan has trouble back in the city. A blood feud. We were searching for something to turn the tide. That's all I can say. But it's worth a lot to us. Understand?
Alright, I'll free your people if I can.
Thank you. Only wish I could go with you. But here... I nabbed these boots from the Greys when I ran. I'll feel better knowing you're using them to kick some Dwegar ass. I'll mark where I made my escape, and wait here, I suppose. Not much choice, eh?
Alright, so we get another... Well, that quest is done. We get another quest. And we get some boots. Boots of speed. These we can probably give to somebody who doesn't have boots already. So maybe we just give them to Will. He probably could use those. And what these do is they give you this click heals. So your movement speed doubles, so it's twice the movement speed. And enemies have disadvantage on opportunity attacks. Actually, you know what? Let's give these to... Let's give these to Karlak. She doesn't need these other boots anymore. So she'll have these. This will be really good for her. Alright, so let's move on to the next area, which is going to be this lady down here. And she's going to send us on a quest, which we could probably do pretty soon.
Seems the shrooms are letting in more people every day. You see a fella on his own on your way in. Dwarf. Balin's his name.
Can you describe him?
Bald, blue tunic, dumb as a stick.
I haven't seen him.
Right. Never mind.
Who is he to you?
My useless husband. Sent him for an errand. It's no surprise he's made a mess of it.
You need some help finding him?
Knock yourself out. But don't come begging for coin if you find him. You try to ransom him to me, you'll find yourself skint and stuck with a fat old lout.
Alright, let's leave. Alright, she's the other trader, so she's wants us to look for her husband. If you look on the map, he's in this area right here. And this is where the treasure was that the Sovereign showed us. And the last person we talk to is this guy right here, Sovereign Glut.
Fleshwalker, tongue talker, far you've come. Reach into memory. Tell me of home.
Okay. It doesn't really matter. We can just pick any one of these. Imagine the bustle of the city's marketplace, the wide.
The creature cringes, overwhelmed by the throngs. It reveals its own home in reply. A humid cove filled with decaying Myconid corpses.
Dwergar destroyed my people. I am a sovereign with no circle. This circle does not welcome me. But I have heard the song. You mean to cleanse the Dwergar rot. I mean to join you.
Are you sure it's going to be dangerous?
I am the danger, and I am the cure. They erased my people. I will erase theirs.
Very well, you may join me.
Remain in the Underdark, and I will follow. We cleanse the rot together.
Alright, so he is going to accompany us. And give him the wheel. Will's going to be the one that's going to kind of watch over him. And this will let us fight with him. So we can actually accomplish quite a few things with him by our side. And what we need to do is we need to go down to here. This is where the Dwargars are. There's also another area we need to go to. So we can go to both of these areas while we still have the Sovereign. We actually can use them before we complete his quest if we needed an extra party member. Okay, so you have to be very careful with some of these mushrooms. These we can take. Yeah, take these. Alright, so up here is the Sussar Tree, and this is what we have a quest for.
Something's off.
Something's
can't say
marking its
what.
territory. Best be careful.
Okay, so they all picked up on something around here that is going to be fighting us. But this is the Sussar Tree. This is what we need the bark for to finish the masterwork weapon. We can come over here. We need to be very careful though. Probably just going to shoot these things. Oh, they all ran right into those things. Yeah, let's not get over there. Let this go away, and then we can probably actually fire off all these. These things will explode if you get too close to them. So it's better to just let them do their thing. And this is where that guy is, and you can see there's so many of these mushrooms over here. But we'll get to that point later. We probably could use some fire. As you can see, it's very explosive. I'm actually going to use my last short rest because we get our channel divinity back. Okay, yeah, it should be clear now. Alright, these Sussar blossoms we will need. They are anti-magic. Yeah, so we don't. Okay, now we're in combat. I wanted to avoid fighting that guy, but it's just one. These guys are pretty rough. We really need to take care of this guy fast. Everybody but Will is in combat. He can't fire off though. It's fine. Did I shot him already, didn't I? Let's bring him back. This guy will jump and concentration broken from that. I'm gonna burn my rage and hit him with a range attack for now. And switch back to my weapon. What is he at? He's not very damaged, to be fair. He's 75 health. There's several of these over here, these hook horrors, so we have to be very careful. I knew he was going to jump on top of them. Oh, we missed. So this is why we like the big guy here, because he will definitely help us fight these guys. Okay, that's one hook horror down. There will be many more. So what we have to do is have to take care of this other hook horrors. But I'm actually getting low on spell slots. So what I'm probably going to do is we'll just go and sleep. And then I'll come back. And he's going to follow us here. So as long as we're in the Underdark, Sovereign Glut will follow us around. I don't think we got a quest for somebody. Looks like it's Gale. I'll talk to Gale real quick.
My condition likes being ignored as little as I do. I must consume another artifact. And soon.
Okay, let's see what we got. Probably these poison rubs I'm thinking. These are good, but they're not... probably not going to be used by anybody.
Thank you. Good gods. It hardly has any effect. Oh, Mistra, have mercy on us all. Listen, I need to speak to you, to all of you. It would be unconscionable of me to remain silent.
Go on, you're among friends.
Might just be about to remedy that. You have to know who I was. You have to know who I really am. What I am is a walking shadow of the promise I once held. I'm what one might call a wizard prodigy, who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it, much like a musician or a poet. Such was my skill that it earned me the attention of the mother of magic herself, the Lady of Mysteries, the goddess Mystra. She revealed herself to me and she became my teacher. In time, she became my muse, and later even my lover.
Bold, few would dare to reduce their goddess to a muse.
I am, after all, the villain of the tale. We enjoyed each other's company. Body, mind, and soul. But even so, I desired more. You see, no matter how powerful a wizard we mortals can become, we never scratch more than the surface of the weave. Mystra keeps us in check. There are boundaries she doesn't let us cross, yet every time I was with her, I stood on the precipice, gazing into the wonders that lay beyond. I sought to cross her boundaries.
How did you cross those boundaries?
I tried to convince her. I pouted. I pleaded. Swore my ambition was only to serve her better. She only smiled and told me to be contented. Inconceivable as it seems to me now, I shared a bed with a goddess, yet I wasn't satisfied. So I sought to prove myself worthy to her instead. We come now to the crux of my folly. Shall I share the story behind it, or would you rather head straight to its sordid finale?
I'm going to skip that because it's a very long story, but if you are at this point, you definitely feel free to listen to the whole thing. We can go over that later. Straight to the sorbid, please.
Suffice it to say, I obtained an obscure and ancient book that had locked away inside a much coveted prize. It was a fragment of primal weave locked out of time, locked away from Mystra herself. What if, I thought, what if, after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess? I was certain that this deed of raw power, draped in romance, would convince Mystra to take me by the hand and welcome me into her hitherto forbidden domains. I was mistaken. I obtained the fabled book and took it into my study. As for what happened next... Here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book bound and suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws, it's unstoppable as it digs through and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
How are you still alive?
Thankfully, the moment I absorbed the fragment wasn't enough to kill me outright. It was only the beginning. This Netherese blight, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as I absorb traces of the weave from potent enough sources, it remains quiet. Were it ever to fully destabilize, however.
You will die.
Rather worse, actually. I will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of Netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of water.
Is there anything we can do?
We might chance upon a king's collection of magical artifacts around the corner. We might cross paths with a miracle round the bend. Then again, we might not. All of this It must feel like a betrayal. Say the word, and we'll part ways.
We've come this far together and continue on together. That is how it will be.
That is a great relief. Oh, a great relief indeed. You truly are a soul that steals my own. From all my new rallied heart, I thank you. I thank you all. I understand if you stand against me. I'm humbled if you stand with me. Either way, I will do my best not to let you down. I stand at a precipice, but if you do not give up hope, neither shall I. I'll fight. I'll resist as long as I can. Now, even I am tired of the sound of my own voice. Let us venture forth.
Okay, so that's Gale's story. He has a piece of magic inside of him, an orb, that will destroy everything if it explodes, or if he dies. Let's head to camp. Okay, now that we have had our full rest, we're going to call this an episode. We did talk to the Sovereign, or both Sovereigns, and so we have to handle the Dwargars for them. And we also have a couple of other quests that we can take care of, including finding the bark from the Sussar Tree and also taking care of the rest of those book horrors. So we'll do that in the next episode. That's going to be it for this one. I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.